Welcome everyone to another wonderful edition of Realize or Mentor to Permanent week number 2. My name's Keaton. I'm joined by on comms with Jesse Radical Sniper. How you doing, Jesse?
Good. Well, Keaton, we also got Zaxarai on tracking, and Mr. Angry Pants is taking care of the restream tonight. Yeah, this is week 2 of the Mentor Tourney. For our matchup, this is an 0-1 matchup of the 6-week Swiss. We got CrystaJoy, mentored by Gamachu, and DJCrabhat, mentored by Secretly a Sliver. The mode is Open Sword. Open Assured.
Open Assured, yep. So that means
yeah.
basically everybody starts with a sword.
Yeah. So we got some options for how we want to start this mode. Obviously, we have that Sank or that Link's House play. Keaton, what are you thinking? Where are you going?
I usually like the play where I go to Link's house, grab the first item, and then go to Sank right after. I usually kind of just wait on the back front of Escape until I need to. But we'll see what the runners do. And we got diversions right away. Oh, no, wait. No, they're both on Sank. Never mind.
Yeah, I will say I'm an Uncle Router generally. I love that early sword or that starting sword telling me you've got all the front of Escape. I know not everybody's always a fan of it, but I personally would do it. So both of them not living up to what I would do, but you know, I think these mentors are given a good idea.
Yeah,
Looks
no,
like we're going to see both runners head up towards the Lumberjack, though.
Oh, Crabhat didn't do the pull 1 check of the tree, but CrystaJoy will. I like doing this check just to find out, maybe get some free bombs, free money.
Yeah, I do wish DJ had set up that tier 1 to start. That's always a really good play early. We also see Crysta is going to give us a look at the bush crab, small magics, get a couple of them. If we could get more, obviously, you know, if you get enough of the drops off of a rupee crab, you can get the other item in the pack, and sometimes that's good.
Just doing a sneak preview of just figuring out what the lower part of that item was and realizing right away it's a seal, and I'm not going to go in the lake to find that out.
Yeah, probably not going to have to get that one later. Hopefully not an Agaseed. I know that assured sword does kind of make a bit of a difference. We do get that heart container at the mushroom spot. Always a good idea to pick up health early, as well as the fact that this is, you know, the mentor tourney. You do want to work with what you got. 50 bucks there in the thief drop.
I think something's good. Before you go into cat, just maybe get some money for bombs or paying off the ball vendor.
Yeah, personally at this point, I think you take those 50 bucks. I would skip out on doing a blind check of the well or blind slut. I would take those 50 bucks. I would check the back of the tavern, see if maybe I can get lucky with some bombs. Looks like that's what we're going to see from DJ and Crysta. And then if I don't get bombs here, we're buying them with the 50 bucks I got. What do you know? So yeah, we can take those 3 bombs. We can clear out all 3 of the major locations here in CAC.
To get more bombs right away, or I guess what they're probably thinking is saving the money to use it for a bottle vendor. Oh, there we got early moon pearl.
Nice early pearl there. Yeah, we'll see. I think if we like, you're guaranteed if you can bomb everything in CAC, you can get an easy 50 rupees. So we could do the bottle vendor, but if we don't get bombs here, expect to see us probably spend on the shop. Or this. I like this play. Like, this is a safe play. You don't see this a lot at high level play. Definitely something that as you gain experience, you see less and less of the bomb hut here in CAC. But as a way to guarantee bombs, I like it.
No, this is a really way to save money, but also get bombs. I've actually never thought about doing that before. And normal seed, obviously, is something we do quite often in cross keys. But no, that's actually a really neat idea. Saves you money and gets some bombs.
Yeah, over on Blind's Hut, we do see the Cane of Samaria and the flute. I believe that was a fire rod on Krista's side.
That was a fire rod. And CrystaJoy730 is activating during the national anthem of Hyrule.
Now, Krista did skip one of those rupee drops in the back. The well is always going to be 20 easy rupees, whereas Blind's Hut is 30 easy rupees. Krista will get enough money to get Bottle Vendor if she so chooses.
And Bottle Vendor has a sword for us today.
Okay. 2 early swords, you know, that's the starting and the easy find. We'll take it. And we did get some extra bombs, so we're okay on that front.
Cool. I don't know. I don't necessarily like having an early sword right away because then I'm thinking, oh, Aga Seed.
I'm a firm believer in the idea of the Super Aga. If the seed wants you to go do Aga Tower, it is going to scream Aga Tower. It's not yet screaming to me.
I actually always find when the seed obviously gives you all the items from Aga Tower, it's usually not an Aga Tower seed. Aga Seed. It's like, I'm giving you all these items, but don't actually go here. Except for times you have to.
Yeah. So we do see that flute activation from both of our runners. Library is dead. We'll see the race game next.
I don't know, some people really like the Arrow of Destiny though.
Yeah, there's always the memes about our Arrow of Destiny. I doubt we'll have time to go get it, but... And the race game is dead. We're not great for money, but that flute mobility is always good to have.
Oh, see, Crouchy's going to desert right away.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like this idea. If you get that early flute, you know, try to meander your way over to Agina early.
I mean, it makes sense because it's a check that I think a lot of us, because it's only one check, we kind of sort of isolate when there's lots of other checks available. So could be a good play for CrystaJoy730. And just the bombs, unfortunately. Oh, we have a crystal on desert. The quick map check. It looks like, I think it was a crystal on Hera. I didn't see what was on Eastern Palace.
Yeah, what Mr. Angry Pants listed as like Screaming Aga. Yeah, West Dark World access is always a nice little thing. But I'm usually also looking at like not just like 2 swords or like 1 sword cape and lamp. It's like I've got like 2 swords and a cape, 3 swords. It's like I almost feel like it does more than necessary for Aga to be in logic if it's really an Aga seed.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I will mention with that Agina play that we saw from DJ, a cool little piece with that is since you generally will save and quit out of Agina, you can actually like hold the bomb over your head running against that wall or walking against the wall and save like a little bit of time. It's not like anything serious, but it's nice to just have that option.
It's definitely a nice little trick that it's like I played this game when it first came out, and it's little things that you don't really notice until you play with and randomizer. Like all these things that you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did not know you could do that. So, not much in. Oh, we have the hammer.
Yeah, hammer's a good one, but we're still lacking that next step now. If we had a hook shot, that'd be pretty good. Mirror would kind of give us an idea. So none of those yet.
There's not much money yet, but the money reality doesn't necessarily matter to the game, because as long as you have 500, the game expects you. But in this case, we're still missing Glove to do Zora and Logic.
Yeah, so the logical Zora is out. I will say, if with that Pearl, we could still do a fake flipper into Water Walk to get the waterfall, as well as our man under the bridge. But yeah, we can't set up a Water Walk out of there, unfortunately, on Krista's side. I think, yeah, I would say. Okay, so Krista's gonna head for desert. Yeah, it was Crystal, Red Crystal, and Pendant.
I'm wondering, I'm feeling like the game's kind of screaming Eastern Palace right now.
I would delay Eastern personally, just because of the no bow and it's a crystal. But I like Saha here.
Yeah, I agree. This would be a good way to get back of escape and do these checks. Barely, Krista does not like the the old man in desert.
Or Akina, he did nothing wrong. I would say on DJ's side here, I would have grabbed those 2 magic pots, and I do like the fact, I think, you know, Sliver is kind of saying, hey, get those magic just in case. We might be looking at a Dark Cross play and back of escape with that Fire Rod.
100%. I've definitely done Siege where I did not pick up those 2 bottles and I regretted it later.
Yeah, and I will say, like, with that hammer, it's also a really nice play. I know later in the mentored stage, we will see casual boots as a mode. Grab those magics in your casual boots races. They are valuable because if you get a Fire Rod early or if you get a hammer powder early, like, you want to be able to do extra stuff, and that just helps you. Don't save seconds skipping the magic. Grab the magic.
The extra money, this will definitely help with Zora, but still, until we get gloves, it's not logic or flippers.
Yeah, we are currently, like, this is out of logic. We don't know where the small key is for Hyrule Castle. Small key could just be in Dark Cross, and that would be in logic. So we'll see what this is looking like, and we'll see if DJ or Crystal wants to go for Dark Cross with that Fire Rod. Krista's got some extra Fire Rod shots available to her.
Yeah, because it's definitely could be a seed where the game expects, because now we have Fire Rod. There could be something in Dark Cross. I guess but with only Fire Rod, that's just, going to the back of escape. Would that be in logic?
Yes.
It's a Fire Rod? Oh, okay.
Yep. So the way to describe Fire Rod logic in Advanced is, or any Fire Rod logic, is rooms are in logic if they have torches in them. And all the rooms between A and B. So what we'd be looking for is the first room right past the throne room has a torch in it. There's torches in the snake hallway. Dark Cross has torches. The first sewer room, the second sewer room, and the key rat room all have a torch in them that we can light up to provide light in each of them. So that is why it's in logic. By comparison, Aga Tower has some rooms with torches, but not every room has a torch. And that's why Aga Tower, even though you can light up some of the rooms with the torches, because not every room has one, it is not part of the advanced logic.
I took a death to get that death warp.
Yeah, unfortunately, both of our runners getting a little bit, killing that green guard here in Zelda Cell room. So having to take a little bit longer of a death warp. And Krista's going to be even harder here. I think DJ was down to like 2.5 hearts. That's not terrible. Krista is at 5 hearts, and she says no thank you. Okay, DJ into Dark Cross. We saw that first, that torch in the snake hallway. Uh-oh, DJ's out of magic, unfortunately. Gonna have to feel around a little bit for this. He's right under it. He was. He's, okay. I think he's against the right now. Yeah, I'm sure Sliver's kind of giving him an idea. There it is. Maybe a little bit off? Maybe he's... I think he's above the chest.
I think so too. One trick that I find helps me with this room is if I just go get to the area where the chest is and then place a bomb against the torch thing. And it pushes you back just enough that if you go up, you'll get, oh, flippers.
Flippers are in logic. Yeah. We're done here, though.
So very good check to get them. Very good job where Crab had to take the time and make the adjustment and get those flippers, and that's a huge reward.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that does mean that right now, a Houlihan is pretty much out of the question. Hoolihaning, there are ways to do it with flippers, but a lot of those ways require boots. Or we, of course, would want the glove to get that back of escape one. So we are a little limited right now. Crysta did rescue the old man, and that is a temperate sword.
Crabhat unfortunately still doesn't have enough for Zora.
Yeah, I think we're gonna write off Zora at this rate. I think like we're gonna see Waterfall and the Zora ledge, and after that, like we're just done. Like Zora is way off the table now. And yes, that is in logic. Yeah, we play all racing is done on the advanced set of logic. There is something called basic, generally not raced frequently in the community. I know there's some like community races that might still race basic logic, but every tournament pretty much in this community is based on the advanced logic. No, continue, DJ. We wanted to see those checks. Okay, you know what? I'll give credit here. Like, check Saha, maybe we'll get the money.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Because yeah, I think the one thing you always, at least I always try to think about when it comes to routing is try not to go to a place more than once if I say early on. There's a shovel and there's some money.
We also got our red rang, best rang. Now, it looks like Crysta is going for Eastern here. DJ did talk to Saha, found out that green pendant is pod. And DJ's going to go to Eastern, it looks like. I would take those flippers. I feel like we got to go after the waterfall. I'd rush that shovel. I like the fact that we're picking up the magic, though.
Yeah, I actually like this play for Eastern, because there's like, you don't have much options, at least especially for Crystal's size. He's thinking I don't have any options left. And I always find when I go to, once I kind of make the play, when I go to Saha, that it's like, well, I don't have all the items yet to go into Dark World. I'm still missing A, B, or C, so I don't want to.
So question in chat of, you know, which rooms are in logic with Fire Rod, which dark rooms. So all of Escape, the back of Eastern is, the big key chest is not. So here in Eastern Palace with Crysta, if we have to get to the big key chest that is not in logic with Fire Rod, But if we get the big key, technically Armos is in logic with just Fire Rod. Pod, the Rupee basement is in logic, so that U room is in logic, but Dark Maze and
You're in Crystal side in Eastern.
yeah, Dark Maze and the basement are not. TR and Meyer are both out of logic as well. So not a ton of rooms, but some important ones. I will also say Mr. Angry Pants brought up the fact that like the Doors branch does not use advanced logic. Neither does Cross Keys.
He's a heart simple today.
I will say that mirror is a big find though for Krista.
Oh, 100%. With having a mirror and a hammer, I quite imagine her next step will be going to Death Mountain.
Yeah, and DJ is going to try to do as much as possible before Eastern. Like, he's going to get funneled.
Oh no. Oh no. Crabhat still doesn't have enough money for Zora.
And unfortunately, the Dead Rocks living up to their jerk nature, killing Krista there.
And just more money. Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, DJ is limited to Eastern, so
Mm-hmm.
gonna be a little behind to that mirror, but not a ton.
Now, I guess getting early flippers, is that something that you would be kind of, now that we've done some of the Zora checks, is that still something that you would be back in your mind of like, does that mean anything?
I would say it means something definitely for DJ. For Krista, could be a problem. Like, unless Zora is the answer and we've just been absolutely stymied on the money, that's a big advantage because we're gonna get Dark World access sooner or later here. Like,
Free pendant pod and Misery Mire pendant.
yep, and our other 5/6 down at Swamp Palace. Like, what could be to Crystal's benefit here is like, oh hey, if the, let's just say that like this is an Aga seed still. Like, we'll get the lamp and I see her hitting up Dark Cross before going to Aga. But if we get a glove, I don't know when she'll get back to Dark Cross at this rate.
Yeah, not till, well, as soon as glove, then maybe I mean, it is appetizing due to back of escape from Sanctuary, but yeah.
I think the worry I have is for Krista, I think she's hoping for lamp. Because I want to say she also skipped big key chest of Eastern. And like, that's a comfort level question of like dark rooms. And I will say getting to Dark Cross from the back, I think is sometimes harder than the front.
True. You have to be comfortable with the 2 water rooms.
Yeah.
And also, well, having a fire rod does help to at least get the 1 lamp. Of course, it is still what I do, which is I completely always forget to check that island ledge and mountain.
Yeah, that floating island scout would have been nice there. But we'll see. Hopefully it's nothing. Like, it's always a question of knowledge. If you're right there, I love it. But like, now you're not going back up unless you get mitts. Good glitch of the Stalfos room there from DJ.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, DJ's going to check out the back of pod. I mean, this could, potentially be really good because maybe there's a lantern on Crystal's side, that puts that in logic.
Yeah, we already committed to everything else here. I like the, let's stay with it. The mirror kind of tells you where we think we're going, but let's see if maybe we can work around it further.
Yeah, it's just it was fine with some seasons. Definitely the idea of clearing as much as you possibly can before you have to death warp and get out. I've been burned too many times of death warping or mirroring too quickly.
Yeah. So there's our big key off the big key chest, and then we're left with.
There's Bub. Yeah.
Yep. I would be saving and quitting here. I don't think there's much value. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we'll see what Krista does. Goes to Sanctuary first. We'll probably do those checks. And
yeah, if this is back escape, I like it.
Three quick checks, and one of them will still get the small key, and now it'll be just a question of her if she wants to do the back of escape or Dark Cross.
Yeah, Mr. Underpants, I would say, like, back of escape here, you hope for maybe a glove or something to open up some extra stuff.
Oh.
Like, there's your second glove. Very nice. And please. Darn. Okay, yeah, those flippers are really dangerous now. We need it for swamp, we need it for ice, but I am scared personally. Like, that is... Dark Cross is now, like, a really bad check for her.
Yeah, I think the only way I would go back would be if I did Pyramid Ledge. But maybe it's a comfort level in regards to dark rooms too.
Yeah, always, for sure. I did not catch the Meyer medallion there on that little water jump.
Yep. There's Book. And, well, a couple to be determined checks. Bombos today.
I thought we'd seen that check on Krista's side. Maybe not. So, we don't need the bombs right now. We will find out if Desert is boots locked.
And there's Bombos.
Myers boots locked.
Okay. Well, maybe the boots will just be right here in Desert Palace.
Once again, we did not get to see Floating Island, Keaton. I'm disappointed. Oh, man. Info is power, people. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Will we get the second item here in the big key chest? Let us find out. That is a compass.
And yeah, I guess with one check remaining, makes sense in Krista's side, just zoom out, kill the boss, or one potential item, because the item could be on the boss. So I like
Yeah,
this play.
this could save time. I was gonna say, stand very far away from that bomb, DJ, please.
Yes, nobody likes a self-inflicted death.
We've all done it.
No. I'll deny that to my day.
I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years. I'll say I've done it at least a half dozen times. There's that glove for DJ. As well as that a cape. I did not see that on Krista's side, but yeah. Now, in terms of our Landmo fight here, we do have the Fire Rod. Fire Rod shots, it takes 2 to kill each Landmo. With the Tempered Sword that Krista is using, that is 4 slashes per Landmo, or 2 spins. But
This
down goes Landmo.
This Landmo fight's really good job. This Landmo fight's much easier than the one in Ganon's Tower. It's amazing how much that little fire thing drives you crazy.
Oh yeah, the Medusa heads are not kind. That is the first crystal for Krista. So Krista up 1 crystal to 0.
And Krista's going back to Desert to pick up that last item. That's in Desert Chest. So hopefully we'll see what it is. And Bailey Boots and actually, and technically Meyer would be a logic.
No. We don't need to worry about Meyer. It's a pendant. Chris only got 2 items in Meyer. We're fine.
Oh, only money. I don't know, I was buying Skull Village even though it has always just 2 items. There always seems to be that dungeon that I need to go in early.
Well, and I would say with that Fire Rod, I would be going in there. We'll see how DJ wants to route this and how, Sean is feeling as, the mentor. Like, this is the conversation, of course, is, what are you comfortable with? What am I comfortable with telling you? If I was mentoring here, I'd be like, I would want to say Skull, but I would also be questioning, like, hey, you're on 10 hearts, green mail. Are you okay with the moth here? Are you okay with back of Skull? And it looks like we're playing a little bit more cautious here. Gonna try to get some more checks in before making that call.
I do like the fact that Crabhat is what they're doing is they're doing things together, where they did the magic cape check or bumper ledge, and now they're routing that in to do graveyard ledge. So it's a nice combination of getting as much checks as you possibly can in the same area.
Yeah, and that's definitely the way to look at the, like, especially early as a newer runner, you want to play efficient, okay? If you can, we're probably going to see over clearing at this stage. Like, it's an experience thing. You get a feel for where your skips come in. But what you want to do is be able to say, okay, if I can at least build a solid line through the seed and get as many checks as I want done, then it feels pretty good.
Now, I guess knowing that we have hammer and flippers on DJ's side, would you be tempted to do, even though we don't have hookshot, to jump into swamp?
In terms of what I see right now, I'm looking at Crystal Skull, Crystal Thieves, Crystal Ice. Okay, I like the fact that, I agree with this play from Krista and Gamma. Work hype, and then route this probably into the Village of Outcasts. I think we would be a little better served to have done it from Village of Outcasts instead. Because then I can decide to maybe do, like you're saying Swamp, I think what we can do here is Skull into Vu and Thieves, and then Smith Chain and all that into Hype and Purple Chest. And if we get the hook shot, then DJ's in great shape to knock Swamp out. And if I get to Hype Cave and I don't get a hook shot, I just keep going into Ice.
Just trying to figure out what they're trying to decide to do next. So looks like they're maybe doing.
Yeah, Bombo's tablet.
Yeah. Stay on the butt. Makes sense. Some logic.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that, like, that's, I think, the value of the mentor here. Like, you know, you run those qual seeds and it's like, you realize that, like, hey, there's some stuff I just don't know how to route cleanly here. And when you have somebody like Gamma or Sliver or any of the mentors, like, they've got that path that they're building in their head. Where, you, like, as an experienced runner, you're always thinking, what's the next step? What am I going to do? Where am I going? What item do I want?
I think one thing I learned as even myself as someone that did the mentor tournament last year and during my second round this year, and even just playing casual things. One thing I always think about is the picking routes is sort of what's the maximum gain I could get from going into certain things, or I guess in this case is because like both Krista and DJ both have items available to clear dungeons, and so one thing I've always learned early on is this if you can clear dungeons, do so.
Yeah. So, like, looking at, like, Krista's route here, like, we've got the shovel, we've got the mirror, let's knock out Stumpy and Big Spot together. If I didn't have the shovel here, I would have done K45 into Stumpy, hoping for the shovel. Like, these are little things that can really help you build a route, is knowing what you're going to do next. So, like, Krista's starting to get her mirror ready. So she's thinking, I do want to do K45 here. If you have that next item of up on your inventory before you get to the spot, then we can save those menus. So these are just all those little things that, like, go through your head. We are out of magic, unfortunately. Moth is a jerk.
I think that's helpful for, like, in that particular check for Chris. I actually find it sounds like you warp in right before the flowers, like you'll be able to avoid having to have that problem of hitting the flowers when you warp back into Dark World. I think vanilla is obviously I know I did all the time when I was playing the game vanilla. For playing Ramanizer, because it's like, oh, this big circle, but there are ways to use a mirror and just avoid that altogether.
Yep.
We're gonna get a subtle check. Yep. Big game. Blue mail on DJ side.
Yeah, so I think there's a good chance we will see red mail from both of our runners then, because Krista got that on her route. I wouldn't be shocked if we see it on DJ side as well then. And Krista probably will, like, get the red mail under the bridge, so very safe seed. I'm not sure what the thought was here. I wonder if Sliver was giving a route of being able to hit a different way into Vu. If you have the mirror and are in the back of Skull Woods, you can actually get a cleaner route back to Vu without having to wander through Skull again. What we can do is we can mirror right outside of Skull and then walk south just back into the back of Dark World portal. We also got another safety. I think one of everybody's favorite safety. Keaton, how do you feel about half magic? Tell me how much you love the half magic.
I do love my half magic. That's pretty much one of my favorite non-essential items. Usually I'm very giddy as soon as I get half magic.
I don't disagree with you. I've looked at like hard mode item pools, and in the tournaments I've run in with hard mode item pool, the one item I feel the most without is half magic. I don't need it, but I love having it.
It's just so handy to have, just especially for when you're going against some bosses, especially Trinex. It's just so nice that you don't have to worry about having extra bodies. And we're going to get a dual manual hammer pegs. And a shield. Lala Beam's going to be so sad.
I'll say it with all the love in the world, she's wrong. Shields are good.
I do like my shields, so.
They don't cause lag, and they actually can help you speed up. Yeah, I will say I'm not a big fan. Like, I think DJ's sacrificing a little bit of routing here. I would have done the 3 boot checks, then do thieves, then do dig game into smith and pegs and purple chest. I think this is a little roundabout. Maybe we were hoping for boots at pegs. Like, I think that might have been where Sliver was kind of pushing if that was the route. I will say I still prefer what DJ and Sliver are doing here to what Crysta and Gamma are doing. I think realistically, I think Crysta should start hitting the dungeons.
You could leave the chest outside of Thieves Down.
Yeah, it looks like that's what we're going to get to see.
Okay, so what he's going to do is just turn in purple chest and then turn in the and then do Thieves Down.
Yep.
My guess, yeah.
Yeah, I still think a Vu start might have been a little better, but you know, if this was about getting the health to feel comfortable with Moth, that bow is really nice though.
That's a nice bow. That opens up pod. There's ether on CrabHat side, on DJ side. I mean, the item amount wasn't enough to convince people to try out pod, and having a bow definitely it's a nice little extra encouragement.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, we still have, I think it's still, you know, if I'm DJ, like, hopefully we get into, like, we will get that purple chest, I think. I think the route just serves that. On Crysta's side, I think our best play on, like, I don't know if her comfort level says she'll go to pod Eastern, but I would still hit ice first. Ice is a fully clearable crystal here. Like, I'm much more in favor of ice first. Like, give yourself that question mark of saying, can I do, you know, what dungeons can I do that are crystals first? So, like, let's delay probably pod a little bit. I know I have some friends who will tell me that pendant pod is the way, but crystals are the answer always.
Crystals are always the answers, especially if they're available.
Yep.
Last thing, like, I get that we all get tempted of like, oh well, this is also fully clearable, but sometimes you just gotta go with the obvious. Okay, what do I actually need in this game? And that's just 7 crystals. So.
Yeah, in terms of our go mode kit, we still need Ice Rod, we still need Hook. We may need the boots for that Bombos medallion. We'll see what, you know, that TR requirement is. I'm guessing we're still going to want the lamp. Because... Okay, here's where we're at for dark dungeons. Eastern back, we got a torch, we're fine. Mire, it's a pendant. Probably okay. TR, the one dark room we have to worry about there is, of course, the dark maze. But then the big question is, how comfy are our runners with potentially Ganon with only a lamp and possibly going for phase 4, you know, hitting a torch glitch without the lamp?
I, for one, need to repractice that just with the fire rod.
I mean, so do I. I miss it at least once every so often.
It's definitely one of those skills that it's good to know, because it will happen, or you, as you, especially for newer runners, the more comfortable you get, especially with the dark rooms, eventually, as intimidating as they first are, especially, and even like speaking for myself, like it's, once you kind of get used to it and just practice, it's certain. You start noticing shortcuts of how you can tell where you're at in dark rooms, sometimes using a sword or other mechanisms to help you out with how to wrap around this dark room.
Yeah. But that is blind down for DJ and a second crystal. Krista's coming up to rescuing our maiden. Yeah, and you're talking about the dark rooms. I think one thing that's really interesting to think about, and like I've talked with mentees in the past about this, and I think I've posted it here during the tournament, is, you know, it's not that you're required to do dark rooms or anything like that. It's the fact that what you do by learning your dark rooms, even, you know, if it takes you a while to learn them, all you're doing is open up options. So if I'm mentoring somebody, it's like, hey Keaton, how do you feel if I tell you we're doing dark pod basement? And if you tell me absolutely no way will I do it, I will guide us away from it. But like, if you're open to us trying, we will go for it. And like, that's kind of where it becomes a question of, do you need lamp? Because guess what? Lamp could just be in TR.
100%.
Yeah. I've seen enough Mimic Cave lamps.
Yep, I've seen those. Yeah, those are fun. And also sometimes unfortunately because of we have Fire Rod and its logic, I've seen Lamp being in Darkcross.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. Unfortunately, it's so helpful to get comfortable with the dark rooms, because you never know when you'll need to navigate it with what items you have available.
Magic and Burna showing its value on both Krista's and DJ's side tonight. We do see a Burna blind at the end.
Nice job.
Crystal number 2 for Krista.
Yep.
Unfortunately, DJ mirroring a little bit early. Hopefully does still pick up purple chest here. That is the one bow we know about.
Krista's so I expect to maybe doing Skull Wiz now, which makes sense.
And there's the purple chest for DJ.
And then, so after this, you would, for DJ side, you would go to Ice Palace.
I still would do ice. Ice is a fully clearable crystal. Not fully in logic. Good chance it's going to be hookshot locked, but I would definitely, like, I would want to know if I'm probably going to have to go to pod soon. Like, look at what we have. What? Here's the thing. DJ hasn't put the desert either.
Yeah.
Like, Sliver is being, like, if Sliver's got the control here a little bit of, like, where do we want to go, I wonder if Sliver is also saying, like, maybe we want boots first. Like, I wonder if that's a discussion point on their side.
Makes sense because especially in open and casual boost mode, or the big key and small keys are in the dungeon. I think one thing as runners we always try to avoid is double dipping the dungeon, especially crystal one, because it could cost you time. um, but sometimes the game tells you need to go here. And we may not want to go there kicking and screaming. I don't want to. You can't make me. Did you guys let's go?
Yeah, and unfortunately, DJ does not have that book yet out of the mire shed, so can't work our way into there. Are we going to see a swamp dip? No, good. It's like, you got some clearable crystals, my friend. Let's worry about the crystals before we dip the one we can't beat. Of the surprising variety, though, we still don't have a bottle, even.
I don't have a bottle. Still a fair amount of items that we're missing on both runner side. Now, it's unfortunately for Krista's side, what could be the case if we get a trick shot. Lamp could be in swamp.
Yeah, unfortunately, the options for getting back to those flippers is slipping away.
Uh-oh. Yeah, these mummies could be a headache. But with half magic, it does help a lot.
Yeah, it looks like we are looking at Pod Eastern combo here.
Which is smart.
It's cool to do them together. I'm a little bit hesitant just because of, like, I would have done probably desert check and ice first before committing to pod here. Not bad. Like, pod's your density. Pod has more items than desert and ice combined, or has as many items as those two combined. But I would want to know if I need to do this.
Yeah. Like, Pods has the density for sure, but it could also be a lot of nothing. But I think we've all done a turtle rock and found nothing. But yeah, I do agree. I think the play would be in Ice Palace.
Yeah, I was hoping with half magic and tempered sword we'd feel a little bit more comfy, but as Mr. Angry Pants said, we might be waiting on a bottle to make that a little bit better. We also had a raid from Zelga Dasan. Hello, everybody. Thank you for the raid, and yeah, welcome to a Mentor Attorney 2025 Swift race between CrystaJoy and DJCrabhat. This is open assured.
And I guess it's not a topic. Make sure we pick up all of our runners if they're doing an excellent job. CrystaJoy and DJCrabhat, and we should also send a follow to Jesse Sniper and Zachary, and also make Mr. Angry Pants for helping with the streams. So, I'm putting on a good show for you guys today.
We are going to get to see the ped.
Oh,
it's a shield.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no mirror shield.
But it makes sense to do that at that point.
Yes.
To
Very much agree.
That's actually a really smart thing to do. So at least it's one less thing to worry about, because I don't believe DJ did that on his side.
No, and there's some things that could still appear there for DJ on their side, so.
And Chris, it looks like she's doing this same thing as DJ, was just picking an area that has density. I understand it for sure, but it's because you always try to pick a place where it maybe has an option available to open things up for you.
Well, that's the thing. We were saying that, like, for DJ, I think Ice Palace is kind of your play, just based on logic. Crysta doesn't have flippers, so from her perspective, like, it's not as big of a play to want to go to Ice. You know, you don't want to escape logic too hard.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do agree, Mr. Anger. Sometimes it is better just to kill the beetles. Will this be another key? Yes, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't check the rest of those checks to know yet.
And these are all little things that, as you get more experience with the dungeons, of realizing what you could, counting your checks. Even still today, I still forget to do that. How many? That's where my your tracker helps.
Yeah, what you have to remember about Pod is we were guaranteed 4 small keys in the front. Could be 5, could be 6 as well, but 4 is the minimum. After that, what we can say is that if we find 2 keys in the back, oh, there's that hook shot, and that's in logic.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a big find for DJ. That means Swamp and Ice are fully in logic. And you said it, like, what if Lamp is in Swamp? There it is, opened.
Was that all the items in Pod, or he did just get hookshot and exit out?
We got hookshot and we bailed.
Hmm.
So we did everything that was in logic, really. Yeah, no, there's at least an item or 2 available. I didn't pay super close attention on all of the key logic or the map and compass, but with 4 checks or the 3 checks in the Dark Maze and Helma, at least there should be an item. Plus Green Pendant's an item, so.
Great. I've never been burned by skipping Green Pendant.
Now we do know that the lamp cannot be here in Eastern. We had a big key that was vanilla. And we were talking about that. We did not mention the bottle, so that's also added safety. We should see that get filled up probably if we're going to think about Ice or Swamp coming up, especially Ice.
For Crysta's side, now that, like, after this, she may be tempted to do Pyramid and Catfish and possibly Zora area.
Well, if she can get the hook shot, we could see DDM.
So he does have fire rod, so that does make that dark room easier in the basement because the torches are right as you uh, get down the stairwell. I know the dark room, on the far right that doesn't have a torch is can be interesting. Actually, lately I find myself I have to practice the reverse of like exiting that dark room and try to make sure that or having to make sure my health is low enough to do a death warp if I don't have mirror. And yeah, we're going to see ice pod on, or not, swamp on DJ side. That makes sense. Grab that fire rod and use it. Yep. There we go.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get that shot up onto that spot, but does get it. Gets the hook shot.
Yeah, that's definitely
Getting a little bit of money, and it looks like Crysta's going to continue into the Dark Maze. If there is a road back into this race for Crysta, this is it. Ice Rod or Quake or Boots here in the Dark Maze would really benefit her if she goes for it. But it looks like, no, we are leaving pod.
Yeah, we just gotta do Eastern, which is a clearable dungeon, and we need to do it. We do have fire rod, so that makes that dark room much easier.
Yeah, she also still needs to get the big key, I believe.
Yes, you're right. This is definitely a good way to get, if you're not comfortable with doing dark rooms, seems like a good seed for that. It's like, that's the one thing with Lantern. I mean, once you have the required items, it could be in like a bottom of pennant dungeon. And we just may never see it.
Yeah, we've got nothing that's actually locked by lamp right now.
No, so he does have the big key. So,
like, we have that Eastern Crystal, but that's not really a big deal.
there's a map and a piece of heart. Yeah, the DJ did the normal route to get to that area swamp. I
think there's a good chance we might see DJ go back in. That's a big key and at least a compass, so... Don't know if I saw the map yet either, so it could be 3 items still in swamp.
Yeah, given what's what we're still waiting for in the game for go mode, it definitely makes sense to take that extra dip. To finish up what you can in order to hopefully you don't have to double back. We're still missing Ice Rod.
And a potential Quaker boots. Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now this is where this whole idea of me saying ice is really important. Because here's what like the options are for DJ. DJ has a fully clearable ice, has a mire area, a desert dip, a dark depth mountain available. Like the number of checks DJ has available outside of swamp right now, I would say like I wouldn't go back in. But part of that is contingent on me doing the other checks first. Like if I was in DJ's shoes, I probably hit desert and ice before Pod Eastern.
Yeah.
And then by the time I get to swamp, I have info about like, do I want to do this? And DJ's gonna play a little bit safer. We're gonna see the playback in the swamp.
Oh, that's actually a really good suggestion, though. I mean, it makes sense. So you're clearing all the dungeons that you know you can do that are usually much easier. Like ice, you're going to route majority of time all the items anyway, just based on how that board is laid out. Mire, kind of the same idea. Desert, the same idea. But then, but swamp, you have a couple of options to be like, well, I can skip these 3 checks if I don't need to, and especially I find with swamp, I mean, the checks on the left-hand side are such out of the way. It's
well, that's a nice find. I missed the booth probably in this seed.
oh, those are nice boots.
Yes, those are very nice boots. They are made for running and yeah,
Bonking.
Yeah.
Passing it to rocks. So that opens up a few checks. That opens up Mire.
And this is the thing is, you know, like I am, you know, we're talking about the play and it's, you know, I'm telling you like I wouldn't have done that and I'm wrong. Welcome to the life of being a rando runner / commentator. I am confidently wrong.
Hey, we could be wrong on commentary and won't cost us a C. We're good. Nothing else in swamp today. I think Chris is going to do the rest of the mountain checks.
Yep.
Now, I guess the one thing that could be an option for her would be if Ether is your way to get into Turtle Rock. Would you take that dip?
Yeah, that's a little scary, especially if we find the ice rod soon. Yeah, if I'm Krista, like, if I'm hoping for a good close race here, like, as an independent viewer, I'm like, let this be Bombo stock. Let this be like, you know, there's no way that Krista ends up in TR. You don't want to have to spend that time. Like, let's hope she gets funneled to Dark Cross sooner than later.
Yeah. There's a Pizza Hut. And some green goo, which is always nice.
Yeah, we're well off on the money front, so we could even buy some potions.
Yep. None of the runners have done Sick Kid yet, have they?
No, we got our first bottle out of pod, so
And there's silvers. So
I will say the silvers are very nice if you're willing to push now for a lampless seed.
yeah.
Don't have to worry about torch glitch. You just have to be able to do the few dark rooms that are left.
And I think Krista's doing a blind check of floating island.
Yep.
This could be the lamp. You never know. What you could also do is spike cave.
Well, I think she should because technically we also didn't do ether tablet.
Yep.
And like
Yes.
she might, like you could pair ether tablet, the rest of Hera and spike cave here. Good little combo, and it is ether for TR. Oh no.
I get the play.
I do. What I will say is this is where like logic can say a lot.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations where I probably would have done ice first, even flipperless. Because even though I know my flippers can't then be in like on Trinex, what I do know is that maybe I get the ice rod out of ice. Like these are little things, like, you know, you try to keep to logic, but we try to skirt it at some points. Like, can we drop a mountain climb? Like what we know right now is Krista's gonna have to leave the mountain and come back.
Yeah. Now, I guess what could help her if she does find at least ice rod here, so that would at least be able to see her clear it. But then, unfortunate for that would be means Crabhat would go into eventually come here and be in go mode.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm DJ, like, you know, we're beating desert, we're gonna beat ice next, and then I'm on Death Mountain. Like, I don't care.
100%.
Yeah.
And even just to get that knowledge of what that medallion is, and then make a decision of what you need to do afterwards. But knowing the fact that you're only one item away, and that item could very well, given the volume that's in TR, 100%. This is it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just the TR volume, it's the fact that DJ's also gonna have Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the combo. It's the, you know, I've got a dozen items here on Death Mountain. Let me just, you know, go with everything and hope that it works. But first, ice.
Yay! Woo! Finally get your ice wish.
I would say for DJ's side, a little low in bombs. So I'm gonna guess DJ's feeling pretty good about an icebreaker here. I would recommend maybe buying some bombs afterwards, depending. We got that upgrade fairy right there.
I definitely done GT or Siege where I get to Mimic Cave and I'm out of arrows. Like, no! All the things to not have arrows. So it's I always find now almost like one of those things I don't even do consciously. I'm always just checking my inventory levels. Like, it's good, okay. I only screwed it up like 5 or 6 times before I'm like, okay, maybe I'll actually pay attention to that now. find that, especially early on in the game, like the quick swaps, it's hard. I almost found it took me a while to get really comfortable to using the quick swaps compared to the menu.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing when I watch like yourself or Sean or Gamma, it's just how good they are with the just clicking and they just know exactly how many clicks they need to get to the item they want.
Well, and I'll speak from personal experience. It's not that I know how many quick swaps some way I am. It's there's the ice
There's Ice Rod.
rod.
Yeah.
What it is that I know is how much like I am preparing for it at all times.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm watching DJ right now, it's like, if I was in that room before this, my question is, what item do I want as I come down the stairs?
So like, DJ, at this point, would you just think you're in go mode and go?
Yeah.
Like we know he's in go mode. He doesn't until he sees what that medallion is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Right now, we're gonna play it a little bit safer. That's fair in this tournament. But yeah, like, if I'm looking at what each runner is doing, like, what you can think about is what item do we want next? Okay, so DJ right now going down the stairs. I want Samaria ready because I'm gonna hit the Samaria on the switch. As soon as I put that Samaria block down in this next room, I'm starting to quick swap to hammer. Okay, so like that's where the when you watch high level runners, what it is that it's not that necessarily we know how many hits it is to the next one. It's that I am preparing for that next item. What's up when I'm gonna get to the next room?
I think what the DJ may be doing by trying to pull the tongue off the boss, or if he was just thought it was for something else. I know one of them opens up the door. And the other one brings up a whole bunch of more enemies.
The stuff for the cold stare fight to consider is after you remove the shell, one of the cool things about this fight is if you actually spin cold stare to the top left, you can get better splash hits.
And wait, I always find the one way to. Oh, there's Lantern.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
See, I said that, you know, sometimes there is a very rude lamp. That is a very rude lamp.
Like, I don't think DJ is ever going to get that.
I'm not going to guarantee it because I think there is a world here where DJ is looking for silvers or lamp and might do TR before checking Hookshot Cave.
I guess I'm so used to, like, with running, like, as soon as you get the items you need to go mode, you just kind of go with it. Like, unless, of course, you know 100%. Because a lot of times with silvers, unfortunately, there's so many checks available. You can TR and especially GT that I always just assume the other arrows are in GT.
Well, and both of our arrows, or our bows, were in Dark World chests, Purple chest and Hookshot Cave, so... And what I'll say is DJ climbing up Super Bunny tells me we might see Hookshot Cave before, so this could be those silvers you were mentioning, like we were talking about, coming DJ's way.
Yeah. He's thinking he's not 100% sure if he's in go mode yet.
Yeah, and that's the other side of it. He could be thinking, you know, maybe I'll get myself a Quake medallion or even a lamp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess depending on how comfortable he is with this dark room.
Unfortunately, it looks like Krista might have gotten a little bit lost here in the dark maze. Also on very low health, unfortunately. And we were saying DJ might get the silvers. DJ ran right past the hookshot cave. I am sad.
It's okay. I think he'll survive. Nice job with the cane, using Burner there to avoid the damage on those fire sticks. On Chris's side. That's...
Say for Krista, get to that escape door and set yourself up for the safety door.
Yeah. Oh no. Ooh. Oh, that was close.
For the first time in a long time, though, both of our runners are in the same dungeon.
Yeah. Nice job on the torches. Really like the DJ's routing in this. He's like, I thought his routing did a really good, nice job in pretty much finding everything without doing, I don't think, any double dipping.
We double dipped Eastern.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But that's it. That's not too bad.
No. But Eastern was an understandable double dip. I guess I always look at it with Eastern. I was like, well, I'm already at Saha, and there's 3 more checks. Might as well. Could this be the one that you need? There we go. Oh, and the fairy bottle. Yeah.
So the comment that swamps the double dip, it's interesting. There is a world in the seed where you actually never get boots and you're fine.
Yeah.
Technically, Bombos Medallion was not required. Boots did not lock anything yet. I say that, and technically, boots could still lock GT Big Key. So, like, we'd still want them. But the double dip of Swamp might have been like a self-inflicted time spent. So, good or bad, I can't say for sure. Boots are good.
Boots are always good.
Double dipping for the sake of double dipping, or double dipping for that, might not have been the value.
But we wouldn't be able to get boots without Big Key.
Which was in the back, and that's why it's a question mark. Like, you know, it's cool that we got them. Nobody's ever gonna turn their nose up at boots. But if we had played, like, if you had done ice before swamp, you're in rough. Like, you might be in go after that, and like the question is, how risky do you want to play?
DJ's doing the 3% rule.
Yep. So we are not getting the lamp.
Nope. So we'll see DJ's ability in the dark room on Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and as we said, those flippers are really just in the worst possible place for Krista. This is really unfortunate. She's played really well tonight. you know, has been able to take down the bosses and just work her way through some tough situations. But missing out on those flippers has just put her on a rough route. I don't believe that DJ got the switch.
Yeah, I think he's realized that. There we go.
Yep.
Now this room's actually not too bad because once you get past that first thing, you just push left and keep pushing left, and eventually it'll bring you to laser area, I call it. But it does take a little practice to get comfortable with it. I find full dark room. It's just getting used to it, especially for newer players. But it's nice to get used to these dark rooms because, like in DJ's case, like there's gonna be scenarios where you're just no real reason to do those extra checks when it could be anywhere.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Mr. Angerpants. It's interesting. Will we see DJ do Hookshot Cave here? Could be a really nice little benefit.
I wouldn't, but
tough to say.
We'll see. Yeah.
Would you do it? Would you skip it without the silvers or lamp?
Yeah, I would skip it.
Okay. I was gonna say you've got the mind of a mentee, like you've got that mentality. So I'll take your opinion on this one and like how you're feeling.
Yeah, I guess I always look at it as things.
Oh, this is really unfortunate.
Uh-oh. But yeah, they have this, there's Goose and Fairy, so he'll be okay. DJ will be okay.
Yeah, we got 3%ed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That happens too.
Yep.
I guess a little time back to Krista. But unfortunately for her, it's the one place he needs to go is in Dark Cross, and I imagine that's at this point in the game it's going to be a last resort. At least that'll be my mentality at this point. But I would assume, like at least I guess one thing that means Nancy has lantern. It is possible maybe she'll check it if she does. Has she done pyramid? I can't remember.
I don't think we saw pyramid ledge.
There's a small key. I guess for criticize, these are the things that now I probably would just look at and try to think about what's in logic. So, like, going to Ice Palace would not work out because it's not logic. So, and then, and obviously swamp we can't do. So, what's available? It's probably one thing that helped me yesterday in my C because I was trying to remember, like, okay, I know I'm missing bow. I definitely need that to do this and this. Oh, and I got these items not logically, so I know it's anything after that I can't do. So sometimes it's good just to follow the logic. And Sora has a little love for us today. Yeah.
A little off base here, but there we go.
There we go. It takes practice, and he did a really good job, DJ. Doing dark rooms is not easy.
Not at all.
And he's picking up that extra safety. The second bomb's not available for Crysta, so now doing pyramid.
Yep, this is the opportunity.
Yeah. This is probably, I would assume, Gamma, as long as they remember, it's like we have to do still one check. Because, yeah, we'll see, hopefully. You find DJ's going for Trinex. Nice quick swap to get the fire rod ready on DJ side.
And unfortunately, we were wrong. Okay, Chris is going back. I was like, don't leave.
Yeah, because I'm getting flipped. Yeah, so this will help her greatly because this will put now misery available once he gets boots from swamp. Does ice palace. So there's, and then ice palace has the ice rod. So this line gives her a nice lineup to get to where she needs to go for go mode.
Yeah, I think what this does mean though for Crysta is she's probably not getting her boots.
Yes. Well, no, she would have to. Because she needs boots to get to Meyer. Oh, no.
Meyer's a pendant.
No, never mind. You're right. You're right.
But those are the flippers for Crysta, so Crysta's back on the path.
Yep. Oh, we've all been there though, where you have an item that is your last resort, and you just don't feel great about it. But she's doing great. And that's always the one thing with the mentor tournament. This is all learning.
Yeah, I will say I'm a little surprised that we're thinking swamp first. I wonder if this is a comfort with cold. But yeah, we're in the GT.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen people do that. This is maybe it was an accident. Maybe
I think that was an accident.
Oh.
I've said this a few times, I think in the Discord and with other runners. When you're considering or talking about GT routes, I think a good rule of thumb is whichever route you want to do, have faith in it. You're going to win races doing any route and lose races doing any route. And what that really means is there's going to be days where you do like this kind of DM style start and it's the right call. There are going to be days that you do a hope and it's the right call. Rando rush, same idea. Like every route will have its day.
Sometimes when I watch some of the tournaments, like the casual boost tournament that's happening right now, and talking to some of the interviews afterwards, and like the elite runners just kind of get like almost frustrated because they lost based on or they just picked the wrong route.
And that will happen. So like, you know, stick to your route. It's not wrong. Like if you want to, like there is something you can do. Like you could say like, hey, I know that I am going up against so-and-so and they love to do this route in GT and I'm gonna meta game that play. You could do that.
This is just actually a smart pre-planning option, especially probably for this tournament for the mentees, where we get to a point of at the end of the practice, there'll be an opportunity to play like almost like a mini tournament with your fellow mentees, and just kind of watch what they do and see what they how they route GT and do different things, so you kind of try not to be too intimidated. Just kind of just know, maybe work on the areas that you need to work on, and just look at the things that you notice they do that maybe you do better.
And yeah, I think I will say Gil in chat, you know, list off kind of the common ones. DM, Rando Rush, or Hope plus Option are 3 amazing routes. Like, I personally am not a Rando Rusher, but like of those 3, like they're all valid routing options. What you don't want to get into is like I'm gonna start doing a route and then mirror again, and then mirror again. Like if you have too much mirroring, that's where it gets a little excessive. So Gil, I will say it's a very interesting idea, opening every other chest. I hope you do it right. But you know, next time you meet me in a tournament, do that. I love it. Really safe play here from DJ, getting a couple of fairies.
Extra insurance, especially on the climb.
Yeah, and we do not have powder, so you know, whatever you can get.
Powder is definitely one that's up there for me. Weapons I like to see. You know, I guess for Crystal's side, because she's still missing Ice Rod, so there could be a potential she would go back in.
Yeah, she could still get boots here. I'm not sure what we're gonna see. As always, gauntlet rooms are not fun.
What would you do in this situation then? Would you go back and, knowing that you're only one item away from go mode, did you go to back in, or?
The problem here for Crysta is that I think you've committed to swap first. So in her position, I think you kind of have to do that. This is where it goes back to, like, you know, how do you play? And like my play here would have been, I'm not here first. I'm in ice first.
Yeah.
So like for me, boots are not happening in this seed.
Yeah.
Is that good? I don't know. Like, we were lucky in the fact that nothing was specifically boots locked to beat the seed. But yeah, I can say confidently I'm not finding boots here.
I guess the way the seed laid out, I actually don't think it would have been that much of an advantage having boots early compared to like doing your original idea of doing ice and then finishing everything else up. Because you get boots so late. That's almost not really much of an advantage. Obviously, early boots is helpful, especially on C's like cross keys.
Yeah, I know. Early boots would have been very nice.
Oh, I think it has a fairy.
Yeah, we still have the 2 fairies. We haven't burned either of them yet.
Nice kill on Crystal side.
What is really kind of scary here for DJ is DJ needs the magic.
Yes. He just.
Or is definitely talking DJ through this room lampless. I don't know if we still have that green potion, do we?
He doesn't have silvers. I don't think, because he didn't go
No, he
into.
does.
Oh, he does.
He
Okay.
did.
Okay. He did go into Hookshot Cave.
Yep.
Okay.
And we don't have a green. Oh no.
Uh,
This is a little bit scary.
hoping one of these 4 people drop something good. Nope. Oh. Boots.
And there's the boots for Krista.
I think at this point I would just do the death warp. It is what it is.
It looks like
yeah.
Sean is... Yeah, Sliver might try to teach the Mario refill here. Oh, baby.
I've never learned this trick, so I'm curious. So, what's the theory behind it?
I'll tell you, I don't do this one myself, so... Unfortunately, our magic did just go down there, so...
Okay.
That was a little bit of a boost.
That was a little bit of a boost. There you go. That's enough. Oh, I think he has.
Yeah,
a
we saw the
fairy.
second fairy.
With half magic, he's pretty close to get 4 shots in.
Yeah, this will be tough. I think we're going to take a shot at it.
I would get rid of the skulls first if you want
Yep.
to just get. Yeah.
Yep, get rid of all the skulls.
Chris decided we got going to Ice Palace. This is the right call. There we go. Yay!
We're through. Okay.
That's awesome.
I'm going to love to ask DJ about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Good for DJ. He must have been
I'm also
spinning
going to give major props to Sliver there. Great work as a mentor, saying, you trust me, and going, hey, we got this.
Yeah. So I was a little surprised Krista didn't go just right to Ice Palace. Like, I get it, but at this point, it's... I guess the reason I'm just saying that is... the Rotone's
I
always...
like this little safety play. We're seeing DJ drain all of his magic, because what's going to happen is we're going to get to see a fake powder in the next room.
Oh, that makes sense. He's learning all the tricks today.
Yeah, and you're seeing, like, that's the thing. What you're seeing here is Sliver is saying, like, hey, you know, let's try for some tricks here. Let's see what we can learn. You know, we're not worried about necessarily just winning a race. Our goal is to learn new stuff.
Yeah. And a lot of times this is what the preliminary, this part of the mentor journey is about, is these type of things where you get the live feedback from your mentors to help you with these different types of scenarios that we all sort of face as runners. So if you come across this again, you're like, oh, how did I do that? And I was wondering, oh, there's Quake, yeah. Oh,
As a
very
reminder
nice.
for DJ, hopefully DJ remembers to swap back to silvers.
Yes. Maybe he doesn't, he'll figure it out right away.
Nice double.
Yep, nice double. That was an awkward positioning.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find with Arga 2, I don't try to do spin attacks as much as I would in Arga 1. Just because I find I'm a little more easier to control the direction of the balls just on a normal swipe than I can on a spin attack.
Well, then here is some commentator mentoring ideas. What I find helps if you're going to go for a spin attack sometimes with that Aga 2 stuff is charge your spin, and it's right before the Aga fires the shot, back up.
Okay.
And away from the main, and then kind of step into the shot, or step into the spin in a sense. It helps you kind of redirect more in line with where you're aiming it.
Oh, okay. That's right. Oh, try the no, just a little off on the Ice Palace bomb jump.
Yeah, when you're going for the Ice Palace bomb jump, what you're looking for is the like 1 pixel, and it's sword dependent, by the way. Master Sword and Tempered Sword, you're looking for 1 pixel spacing between your sword and the bomb. Fighter Sword is 2 pixels, and then Gold Sword it's a little extra thick, so it's a little bit weird.
I do recommend for mentors that are mentees that don't know Icebreaker to take the time to learn it. It's a really helpful trick. I don't find it that. It took me a little, even as somebody that didn't do it before, in the first time. Like I actually learned it from I think it might have been Sean. Help me learn it in the during the tournament. And definitely helps with. There you go. Now you got silvers. It's all right.
We're okay.
You're good, DJ.
We've got 2 in, 2 more. Oh, so close.
Oh. He's scaring
nice
me.
silver lip slash. I love it.
Oh, your GG's in the chat. It's all DJ doesn't fall off the bridge. But GG's in chat for DJ. Will be...
Yep, that will. We've got plenty of space. That bridge will not be too bad. DJ does cross the bridge and finishes first with a 1:48.29. GG's to DJCrabhat.
Very good race. Very nice routing for DJ.
Yeah, you know, you're talking about the learning Icebreaker. What I will say is there's a lot of value in knowing either. or knowing every, but
Mm.
always remember the one that is always valid. So like for Krista's side, going for Ice Palace Bomb Jump, like that's the one that's always valid. It's
Oh,
like,
100%.
you know, what versions of Harapot do you know? I'm a personal, like, my favorite is Hook Speed, but I know at least 2 other versions of Harapot that I can do without. If I'm doing Swamp Palace Diver Down, I prefer Samaria, but I'll do the bomb version if I don't have Samaria. You know, that's kind of the way to look at that.
Yeah, I find the bomb jumps really easy with Harapot. Having the and there's go mode for Krista. So now
Yeah, a little unfortunate. The flippers was a really just a backbreaker in this one. You know, knowing that jump really, or that dark room really helps, and it just,
it's like we have DJ.
yeah, DJ's getting a little bit of the rundown with Mr. Angry Pants, and will probably be joining us shortly. And it does look like Krista has decided to throw in the towel on this one tonight. You know, understand, you know, that happens sometimes. Did a good job with this race. Really appreciate the time that she put in, but yep, gonna call it there. We are joined though by DJCrabhat. GG.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm ecstatic. I'm buzzing right now.
How'd it feel to learn how to do a Samaria refill on the fly in GT?
You can probably hear it, right? You can hear Sliver say, okay, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna place a Samaria block down, you're gonna do 3 arrows in the row, and you're gonna spam like your life depends on it, you know? So it was great. It was I never felt so hopeless, and after pulling it off, so like overjoyed. It was so good. That was so fun to.
That's amazing. No, he did an amazing job with that, and I've actually never learned that trick. So that's it was so neat to see it in real time. So that's awesome.
I was gonna say, was that followed up by also learning a fake powder?
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you. We've heard you the whole time.
Good. I thought I unplugged my thing, so
No, you're good.
I can hear what you're saying, but yeah, learning that on the fly was quite an experience.
And
we
we're
are also, yep, sorry.
Also joined with Crystal, GG's.
Yay! Yay! Yes, professional clown at business. You have seen what it's like to play with an arcade joystick, which
is that what that was tonight? Oh boy.
Yes, I play with an arcade joystick. So that's why you probably were wondering what the heck a lot of my movements were, you know. And then I did not practice at all this week because my mom is actually in the hospital. So I rushed home to quickly do this, and I will be rushing back to the hospital because she is currently in
PCU. Best wishes, and you know.
Yeah, all the best vibes to her. I'm so sorry you had to come play Zelda, but thank you so much for doing it. But like, I'm sending her the best wishes.
I had Guile's theme, so I wanted to say absolute crap rave. You know, I was trying to miss you, and I literally put on my stream GG's to the crap raver himself. You know, I am a professional clown. And you know, I'm just happy to be a part of this MT tournament because I admire all that, you know, the Go Mode podcast does for people that are interested in learning about the game. Those who know me as a commentator, and that's basically my shtick. I am a commentator, and I play some of the weirder modes for fun, like beatable logic and double forfeit seed. So I am a casual. Oh. Hey, listen, don't knock beatable logic. It's a hoot, you know.
I'm intimidated. I'm not knocking anything. That's big brain stuff.
And it's always a lot of fun. And I was blessed because Gamachu is actually a near and dear friend of mine. And he
Big
was
ups,
able
Gamma.
to donate some time. And I'm also a doctor too, so my schedule's all over the place. So it comes down to, you guys are so kind to donate your time to help people learn this great game. Z3, Link to the Past, is such an amazing game. And anyone who wants to get into it should get into it, because it's not about winning or losing. It's about having fun playing the game. You know,
Oh, yeah.
you can be the greatest ever, or you can be an absolute scrubbo like myself, but you have an absolute blast while doing it. And Sean is always amazing. You know, all the mentors are amazing. So continue being the very best that you are. Thanks to the restreamers who were kind enough, and the volunteers who were kind enough to donate their time to question my questionable gameplay and to scream crab rave, you know, because DJCrabhat is an amazing player. He won't admit it because he's really humble, but he's good at what he does. He tore me asunder. You know, I'll continue being the questionable medal holder, but I will see you all on the commentary side of things. I gotta go because mommy has surgery tomorrow morning. You guys take care now. Bye.
Take care, CrystaJoy. Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
GG.
But GG's, and just got to echo that. Like, absolutely. So thank you all so much for creating this space for us to learn the game. You know, I've been playing for about a year, and every day I enjoy it more, and I find something new to enjoy about it. And yeah, Gamma and Sean, like, big ups to you guys. Thank you so much. It was an experience I won't soon forget.
No, you played great, and no, it's great to watch you and Crystal race today. Both, I really liked your routing, DJ. I thought you did a really good job in the routing, and
well, thank you. It's the first time I had ever done, you know, like Sliver gave me a new way to think about, you know, what I'm not going to forget. You know, do what you got to do first, right? And
yeah,
I've never had so much green left on my tracker. I feel so smart now.
yeah, no, and
Yeah, I will say definitely watch this one back. I know Keaton and I talked a lot about like some of the choices that we could have made throughout that race. So a lot
Oh,
of fun stuff
awesome.
to talk about.
I will do. Oh, thank you guys so much.
no problem, DJ. Good job. GG's.
GG's. You have a good one, y'all.
Yep. Have a great night.
Cheers. Bye, guys.
Bye. But yeah, no, great job, everyone. Thanks again, Jesse, for helping commenting, Xanax for tracking, Mr. Angry Pants for helping with the stream, our fabulous mentors.
Yeah, I believe we've got some races, plenty of races scheduled for this weekend. I want to say at least one or two are going to try to get restreams. So if you are interested in learning to do anything to help out, sign up, join the GMP Discord. We can't get new people into the tournament itself, but if you have interest in tracking, in commentating, in learning how to restream, come on in and sign up. You know, Keaton, I think this is like one of your first few times doing comms. You know, we'll try to pair you up with somebody who's been at it for a little bit. You know, Mr. Angry Pants is helping teach new restreamers how this all works. So if you have an interest in doing this kind of stuff and maybe not playing, like, there's a road for you. There is something you can pick up and learn and have fun with this community. We love having you all here.
No, it's a great community. Like, as someone that's been part of the community for over a year now, and just kind of I forget, I can't honestly remember how I found it, but now I can't imagine not doing it because I played Legend of Zelda when it was the original, and to play it where there's a community of people that play this in a way that's so much fun and unique, and it's amazing. It's amazing community. We have great support, and yeah.
Yeah, so I believe that's going to do it for us here tonight. I don't know if Mr. Angry Pants has anything to say on his end, but if not, have a great night, everybody, and thanks again.